In this digital advanced world, it has never been more easier to start a business. Entrepreneurs can actually just start a business at the comfort of their own home at any time which they actually want to start the business. This is all made possible through the power of technology. And then this concept of actually starting a business using the internet is what's called e-commerce. And that's exactly what I will take you through today. Um, by the end of this course, um, I hope you all learn different skills which you need to advance your businesses or even start an e-commerce business if you don't have one. So before I go deeper into this presentation, I would like to define e-commerce. But then I would like to make this workshop as interactive as possible. So I would just like to ask any one of you who might have an idea of what e-commerce is. So you may raise your hand up if you have any idea of what it is.
E-commerce,
Yeah.
in my understanding, it is the practice of buying, selling, or just transacting on the digital space at digital level.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Hilda. Yeah. E-commerce is just actually the practice of buying and selling of goods or products through the internet. It has been there long enough. Yeah, and I'm sure most of us are aware and know it very well because we interact with it through different activities or through different um, services which you might need to access through the e-commerce platform. Yeah, so thank you, Hilda. That was a very good definition. Um, the next thing I would like to do is I would like to explain the evolution of e-commerce. E-commerce has been there long before some of us actually know it. Um, it has been there since the early 1990s. That was during the advent of the internet. It was actually just used by companies to share their invoices, which is just like they were using it to trade business ideas and other things. That was in the early 1990s. It later started to expand through the it later started to expand through the production of the World Wide Web. Um, uh, Due to the introduction of the World Wide Web, most individuals and consumers wanted to purchase stuff through the internet, and that's how the e-commerce actually found its expansion. In this slide, I'm mostly explaining more about RSA, which is Livis Shamir. Yeah, it is encryption algorithm used by companies to encrypt their users' information during transactions, and this is actually how it evolved from the early 2000s to 2021. And that's how e-commerce evolved from then to now, and most of us actually know it. And I'm pretty sure by now most of us know the importance of e-commerce because we usually interact with it. There are different platforms out there which provide e-commerce services, and I'm sure most of us are aware of the advantages over the traditional stores. These are some of the advantages which I just actually put together for you guys. The first one is 24/7 availability. E-commerce has made it so easy for individuals to actually purchase stuff at any time which they actually want to purchase. For example, I could wake up in the middle of the night and actually make a purchase of something. That's an advantage of e-commerce. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this new platform which is famous, which is Shin. Yeah, that's one of the platforms which you can easily purchase something at any time. Another advantage is cost efficiency. Obviously, it's more cheaper to start an online business than it is to actually come up with a physical store because you actually cut out expenses like rent, labor, and other expenses. So it's relatively cheaper to actually just start an e-commerce business. The other advantage is personalization. You know how um, online platforms actually personalizes your um, I can say app or whatever site you're using. The content actually changes according to your recent searches or recent purchases. That is personalization. It makes it so easy for individuals to purchase goods because they don't actually have to look for things which they like. Everything which they like actually just comes up. That's another advantage. Another advantage is greater product variety. I mean, you can actually access a variety of products by just tapping your phone, whether an app or a website, and like you can actually find different products or goods or services. You can actually look for the preferred product right there. The other one is convenience. You can actually reach a far wider audience by using an e-commerce platform than it is in a physical store. Okay, so I would like to open the floor up again for you guys. Um, if you have any other benefits other than these ones, you can actually raise your hands and yeah, give us some other benefits. Okay, so I guess we don't have other benefits. So I would like to move on to the next slide. We know there are various types of e-commerce. I'm sure most of us are just familiar with the first one, which is business to consumer, because most of us are consumers. Okay, I'm not sure if we have other developers here, and I'll actually open up the floor later, but I'm sure most of us are just consumers and we actually visit these online platforms as customers to purchase goods which we actually need. That is the first type, which is just business to consumer. Um, Platforms, for example, Amazon, are just there to provide consumers with different products which they may actually need at that time. Um, um, Okay, this is Amazon. I'm sure most of us have already been there. Okay, this is just a picture of how Amazon looks when you log into their website. You can see you have different products and you can just select a product which you actually want at that time. The next type is the next type is business to business. This is where the these are just platforms which are there to provide products or goods to other businesses. These are just manufacturers or wholesalers which are there to provide their goods to other businesses. Okay, so for example, Amazon, that's another example. They actually also act as wholesalers. They sell their products to other businesses. Another example is consumer to consumer. Now, this is basically an example where consumers go there on the platform to to sell products and goods to other consumers. Um, for example, eBay is an example of a consumer-to-consumer platform. The picture of it right here. This is an example of eBay. You can actually see that they have pre-loved goods or pre-loved clothes there being sold by other consumers to other consumers. Um, the other type is consumer to business. This is actually where individuals sell products and goods to other to businesses. An example of this is actually freelancers. You can have someone, for example, I can't say programmers and those kind of people, they're there to actually offer goods or their services to these companies. So freelancers and consultants are examples of this type. The other type is governmental business. Now, these are just platforms which are there created by the government to provide goods and services to their citizens or to their individuals. Um, yeah, so those are the types, guys, or ladies. Okay, so the next, okay, so I will explain more about an e-commerce platform. This is for you ladies who would like to create your own e-commerce platform. So an e-commerce ecosystem just explains the entities which need to be available for you to carry out a successful e-commerce business. So you actually need an online marketplace, for example, Amazon or Alibaba. I think most of us know those. So you actually need a marketplace where you can list your items and services and products. So the first entity which you may actually need to create your own e-commerce business is the marketplace. The other entity which you might actually need is an electronic payment system. So obviously your customers would like to pay for the goods and services which they may purchase on your platform. You can use different payment platforms, for example, PayPal or Stripe. These provide secure ways for which your users can actually pay for your goods and services. The other entity is inventory management. Obviously, you have to manage your operations from where the customer purchases your goods to actually when the products are delivered to the customer. So you have to manage the inventory to make sure that you don't have products just staying there. So you have to also manage how the whole system goes from when the customer orders until the product is actually delivered to the customer. The other entity which you need is digital marketing. Now, this just provide a way which can help customers know more about your business. So your customers need to know about your platform so that they can actually go there and purchase the products when they actually need them. So you can actually use different platforms, for example, social media platforms to actually advertise your e-commerce platform. The last one is customer relationship management. You have to actually manage the relationship between you and your customers. You have to know how your customers feel about your product and how they and their experience and how they feel about your product and if they're not satisfied or what. Before I go further, I would like to ask you guys if there are any questions or suggestions or any other um, comments before I go further. Um, Okay, so for those developers who would like to actually develop an e-commerce website, there are various guidelines and steps which you actually need to follow before creating the e-commerce website so that it actually is as successful and visible to customers and so that it can actually meet the needs of those customers. The first guideline which you need to follow is you need to understand your target audience. Before you actually develop the website, you have to understand what your consumers want you to provide to them. You actually need to know the demographics and preferences, and this will help you develop a website which actually meets the specific needs of and expectations of those customers. So you can actually carry out different activities, for example, market research for you to better understand your target audience. For example, if your e-commerce platform is to be visible to ladies. So you might actually have to know that you have to add more pink and more girly stuff there. So if you are creating a platform for ladies and you actually put so much black there and guys things, you may actually lose female customers. And that's just out of context of the whole thing. The other guideline is you have to choose a suitable e-commerce platform. There are different e-commerce platforms out there which can actually be used the the e-commerce platform. Um, for example, there is Shopify. This is just a theme which can be used to create an e-commerce platform. And if you're creating an e-commerce, and if you're creating a WordPress platform, there are actually different plugins which you can use to actually help you create your website. For example, WooCommerce is a plugin available on WordPress, and it can actually be used to create the platform. This makes it so easy than starting from scratch. The other guideline is designing a user-friendly interface. Your platform has to be easy. Like it doesn't have to need someone else's guidance to help the user use the platform. The user themselves should actually use the website with no trouble and it should be as easy as possible. The other guideline is implementing a secure payment processing. Obviously, your customers would like to pay for the product which they buy on the platform, and it needs to be as secure as possible, not give the idea that you're a scammer or whatever. You might actually lose customers through that. You need your payment processing system has to be as secure as possible so that you can gain the trust of your customers. Now, the last guideline is implementing analytics and tracking. Um, you have to actually track and analyze the behavior of your website so that you can actually make improvements or changes wherever necessary. These were just the guidelines for the developers who would like to develop an e-commerce platform. Now, once you create your e-commerce platform, you actually have to market and promote it so that you can actually retain the customers and you can actually hope to not lose the customers because once the customers come to your platform and they're like not they are not satisfied with whatever you're providing, they will actually leave. And also you have to market and promote your online platform because you have to put it out there to actually gain new customers and actually you have to reach a wider audience. So there are several things that you have to actually do to market and promote the online platform. For example, you have to understand your target audience and actually um, you also have to carry out content marketing, which involves adding content which actually is suitable for your consumers. So content marketing helps you to retain your customers because actually the posts or the products which are available on your online platform are actually the ones which are preferred by the customers. The other one is search engine optimization. So you have to optimize your website so that it can easily be found by search engines. This will help you to actually reach a far wider audience, and actually your platform will actually pop up as many times as possible in different web browsers. The other strategy is social media marketing. This is just where you can utilize social media platforms, for example, Instagram and Facebook, to actually market your online platform. You can actually include social media pages. For example, you can create an Instagram or a Twitter account that just markets your platform. Yeah. The other strategy is email marketing, where you can actually send emails to your customers, notifying them more about your products and different activities going on in your platform. The last one is paid advertising. I'm sure most of us come across these different ads, these Google ads. Okay, nowadays you can't actually open some apps without having different ads popping up. That is actually a strategy which companies are using to actually market and promote their platforms, for example, games and other websites. Um, so finally, you have to actually manage the e-commerce platforms which goes on in your, or the e-commerce operations which goes on in your platform. The first operation which you need to manage is the supply chain. You actually have to manage and coordinate all the activities which are involved in the flow of goods and services from the production up to the stage where the products are actually made visible or sent to the customers. The other thing is inventory control. This will help you avoid having stock outs or products which are actually not being bought and having them in large box just laying there in your business. This can actually lead to losses. Um, okay, so I'm sure most of us have seen those strategies used by e-commerce platforms, for example, sales, where they actually lower the prices of their products. That is actually one of the strategies used to control their inventory. They actually just lower the prices of the products which are not being sold that much. The other one is order fulfillment. So when your customers order the product, you have to actually make sure that you deliver them to your customers, not just leaving orders unattended and fulfilled. This can actually make you lose your customers. So you need to manage this operation very well in order for you to retain your customers. The last one is customer service. Um, this um, e-commerce is a very competitive business. Okay, let's just say in a business very competitive, but in this digital era, it's e-commerce is becoming more competitive than it actually was before. So in this case, businesses need to make sure that you are different or you set yourself apart from your competitors. So in this case, you actually need to carry out customer service and actually make sure that you retain your customers. You can do this by actually you can lower the prices for your most customers which actually purchase your products more frequently, and you can also provide personalized support to your customers. Um, yeah, that's it for me. That's it for me from this presentation. And this presentation was all about e-commerce, and I took you through the skills necessary, the strategies, and the concepts which are actually required for you to start and maintain your e-commerce business. Now, that's the end of the presentation. Thank you for your attention, guys. Now, and I would like to open the floor for questions, suggestions. Oh, but before I do that, I would like to actually ask anyone who has ever opened an e-commerce platform or has worked there or has helped in managing an e-commerce platform. Please, if you're available, can you raise your hand so we can learn something from you? I saw Ntha you raised up your hand. Can you please unmute your mic and actually share with us further?
Hi, my name is Mphatso. Yes, I have sold some stuff on an app in South Africa. It's called Yankho. It's a pre-loved store. So yes, I have done that before.
Okay, wow, that's nice, Mphatso. And can you tell us more on how you managed the customers and how you handled the whole thing and what was your role in it?
Well, it was something that I was just trying out at the moment because I had seen. Okay, so it's a platform where people sell pre-loved stuff, and I had some stuff that was just sitting in my closet. So I signed up. First of all, you have to sign up. I signed up and uploaded photos for the merchandise I was selling, those shoes, those clothes, and they actually have sort of like an automated system um, where monies are. So it's like they receive the money on your behalf when you ship the item to the customer. They release the money to your account, your Jaeger account, and then you're able to withdraw to your mobile wallet or to your like bank account once the item arrives and the client actually loves the item. So they'll mark it as they have received and they actually like it. So Jaeger releases the money to your account. They take a percentage though, like 10% or something. But yeah, I didn't have ready clients like ready clients. I found the clients on the app actually.
Okay, wow, that's very nice and I'm actually a very good example of how we ladies are actually using e-commerce platforms to create businesses. Thank you so much, Pat. So that's a very good and a very good inspiration to others who would like to do their own businesses. There is another hand from Tumain. I think that's the name. Can you please unmute your mic?
Yeah, to me. Sorry, I felt like needing to sneeze, so I had to mute myself again. But where I'm working now, I think it's a good example of a place where they've taken their business online. I'm currently working at 265 Energy, and they like provide gas and solar solutions. So initially, I've only been there for a couple of months now, but I'm assuming that it was more of like a just the brick and mortar people coming to buy gas and the like. But now they've taken the systems online where people can order gas from the comfort of their own home via WhatsApp. You know, you have the business tools on WhatsApp, like WhatsApp Business, where people can order from you, or even just like the normal WhatsApp. You can tailor that to your needs as a business So we're able to like deliver gas to them just from the comfort of their own home, or like they just give us a call. We also have a website where people are like ordering products and the like. So I think, yeah, that's like a good a good example of the e-commerce there. And then also it encompasses there's a lot of the stuff with the e-commerce ecosystem. There's like the online marketplace places. We have electronic payment systems, whether it's online or like the card systems, using stuff like Airtel Money and Bamba, doing transfers, bank transfers. People don't have to carry cash. We've also like done a lot of digital marketing. There's a high like brand visibility with in terms of like social media. They have pages across all platforms: YouTube, LinkedIn, X, Instagram, Facebook, all of that, TikTok even. And then we also have a customer relationship management system as well. So yeah, I think that's a good example where I'm currently working.
Thank you, Jermaine. That's also a very, very good example of an e-commerce platform. I would like to open the floor for questions. If you have any questions.
I think I can see a question in the chat from Eukarya. I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you so much for the presentation. My question would be, what are the best practices for maintaining optimal inventory levels in e-commerce business? Secondly, how can we apply data analytics to forecast demand and prevent stockouts? I would also like you to speak about pricing, taxes, and return policies and how this affects e-commerce in terms of consumer retention. That's a question from Eukarya.
Thank you so much for the question. Icaria, I think that's the pronunciation of the name. So the question is, what are the best practices for maintaining optimal inventory levels in e-commerce business? The best approach to this is actually forecasting demand. So you can actually use historical data and historical sales, which were done previously, for you to actually forecast the demand which may be there for your product. So you can actually have in stock the products which are actually in line with the demand which you have already forecasted. The other question is, how can we apply data analytics to forecast demand and prevent stockouts? So the different data analytics tools, for example, Power BI, these are very easy to help you analyze data. So you can actually just use previous sales and other data which you may actually have to help you forecast to help you actually solve the problem and actually help you forecast the actual demand. Um, Okay, the last question is about you'd like me to talk about pricing, taxes, and return policies and how this affects e-commerce in terms of customer retention. Yeah, okay, I know it's very difficult because of taxes and actually other okay with this I say inflation and taxes which are actually deducted from your product. I mean, if you just have a standard amount which can be taxed on your product and not change the amount more um, more often. And also, you should just have a standard price there for your customers, not changing your prices more frequently, like increasing or decreasing the prices. This can actually help you retain your customers because they actually know that you have a standard price for your product and actually a tax which is deducted from the product. I think I've tried to answer the questions, and I also love to open the floor to you guys to take the questions and actually answer them in the best way which you think you can answer them. Okay, so that's the end of this presentation, guys. And so after this presentation and course, you actually have to log into the Digital Skills for Africa website, and there will be quizzes which you have to there will be quizzes which you have to take, and at the end of all the courses which will be provided, you actually be provided with certificates. That is if you pass all the quizzes. That's the end of my course, which is e-commerce, and thank you guys for your attention.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Concern, for the lovely presentation. For now, we have a LinkedIn group. Please don't forget, if you checked your emails, I sent a LinkedIn group link where we can be able to ask more questions. You can interact with our facilitators today, where they'll be able to answer your questions. Since for now, concerns session has reached the limit. For now, we're going to have another insightful session from one of our DSA trainers, Yankho, Kamtukulo, who will be teaching us more about digital marketing. They might seem to sound similar, but they're completely different. I'm sure she's going to make that distinguishment. She's sure she's going to distinguish that for us. For now, Yankho hasn't yet joined. We'll just wait for her to join. But in the meantime, I'll just take you through our DSA platform so that you can be familiar with what we expect you to do after. I'm sure yesterday it was mentioned that we're supposed to take on the courses and then we're supposed to take a quiz, and only after you take these quizzes is when you'll be able to get your certificates. And yeah, just give me a moment to share my screen. I hope you guys can see my screen. So this is the Digital Skills for Africa platform. It's currently a work in progress, but we have some few courses uploaded where, okay, the aim of this platform is to bridge the digital divide in Africa. We've made it very clear. It's the first thing that you see when you log into the platform. There was a task that was given before you joined this uh, session, and you're supposed to log in. I mean, to register, and then you log in. You should be able to view a different screen apart from this one where you have to register and log in. But yeah, here we just basically have the aim of the platform. We have clearly stated out who our founder is here. If you want to know more about the DSA story, you can click here and read more about our platform and what it aims to achieve. Here we have some of the courses that we have to offer. These are the ones that we have that are currently functional. Um, yeah, so I'll just go down here. These are experienced team members. These are the ones who helped us make this platform come to life. And finally, we'll get to our recent blog post where we're going to see about what today's session is about. This is today's theme was digital empowerment. So here we have, we're yet to update this picture because we got some of the other images later on. But yeah, here we have all of you present in this webinar. And we have a brief introduction to what we have for you today. So this is concerned, she was the one who was speaking right now. Yeah, she was telling us about e-commerce fundamentals and how to take a business online. Next, we'll have Yankho Kamtukulo to speak. She's currently the person that we're waiting for to join. And she'll give us more insights about digital marketing essentials as women entrepreneurs. And lastly, our final speaker will be Thokozani Kamkamba, who will tell us more about social media strategy and brand building. So after we do this, we have a link here that will take us directly to the courses. As of now, we're still waiting for our speakers to give us the content and the quizzes that you're going to be using to test your understanding of what you actually gained from this webinar. So yeah, this is the registration process for those who didn't register. So yeah, I think Yankho has joined. So we can get started with the next presentation. Like I said, she'll introduce herself. She'll introduce the topic that she's going to be talking about. I've seen questions about registration, and thank you so much, Felicitas, for answering. I was just about to say that. Usually, because of the domain that we're using, messages usually go to your junk or your spam, rather, depending on the mail service that you're using, sorry. So yeah, that should just check. And if you're failing, you can just register again because the messages are supposed to arrive in your emails. All right, so now I'll open the floor to our next speaker, Yankho Kamtukulo. She's a DSA trainer. She's going to tell us, she's going to focus more on digital marketing and how.
Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
Right. So I will take you through digital marketing essentials, especially for women entrepreneurs or for women in general. Since we're celebrating women, it's the month for women. Okay. So for an introduction, I would define what digital marketing is. And in short terms, digital marketing is about using digital channels to reach out to consumers. It's about um, marketing your products, marketing your brand, or telling people what you're producing, or telling people about yourself using the internet, using social media channels, using communication channels. That is a simple definition of digital marketing. And it has a lot. It comes with a lot of things. It comes with things like um, branding. It comes with things like social media. It comes with things like content, which is the information, the videos, and everything that you share on the internet to reach out to consumers, to reach out to a wider audience, telling them about your brand and about your products. So in simple terms, I'll define everything, all the basics about digital marketing, like how it is on the picture. So when we say branding, this is like a process of creating a unique identity and image for a product or a service or a company or a business that you own, or products that you're producing and you'd like to reach a wider audience, not just people around you in your area. So digital marketing will allow you to use the internet, to use communication channels, to use social media to reach out to wider audience. And we all know what internet is, right? Like, it's a global network interconnecting computers and devices that will allow people from all over the world to communicate. And in this case, you have a brand and you're materializing internet. And then on the internet, you share content about your products, about your services, about your company, your brand in general. So the content that we're referring to can be any information about your brand, any information about your brand, your services, your products that you put up on the internet so people can view, so people can know about you. So the content can be media, it can be videos, it can be articles, it can be images, it can be um, podcasts. That is content. And the product that you're offering in the market is what you're trying to market, right? And before everything else, before you start marketing, before you start telling people about your brand, you do a market analysis, you choose your target. Your target is the specific group of individuals or customers that you're trying to that you're trying to that are trying to that is your intended uh, customers that you are intend to reach out to, that you're trying to influence to buy your products. And advertising is just a process of promoting your brand, promoting your products. Yeah. So apart from knowing about content, your target audience, how to advertise, internet and branding, there's also more to digital marketing that you have to know. For example, engaging on social medias and website development. So for website development, if you have a business, or for example, if you're in tech industry, technology industry, you're doing a course about, let's say, web development or anything, it is important to have an online presence. That's why digital marketing is there. That's why we think you guys deserve to know, and you need to have the skills to put yourself out there on the internet. So on website development, it is important to have a website, especially for those in technology industry, like, for example, a portfolio. So it is important to have a portfolio because employers out there are looking for someone with a strong online presence. It just means you're open on the internet and it's easy for employers to find you. And your website you have to understand user experience, user interface principles, so that the people that visit your website, the people that try to look for you, can easily understand what you're trying to tell them on the website. And you can also engage on social media platforms. And there are many social media platforms out there like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. If you're someone who owns a business, or if you're someone who would like to have a strong online presence, you have to also engage with social media platforms. So you you basically have to, let's say, use the same social media handle so it's easy for people to find you, or you have to put content that is relating to your brand, that is relating, let's say, your personal brand. You're talking about yourself. It also has to relate to your business goals and objectives. Yeah. On email marketing, sometimes people also use emails to reach out to people. So you can see on some websites, you find that you have this subscription where you have to put your email, where you have to put feedback using email. So people can reach out to you through emails, or you can reach out uh, to to sellers or suppliers through emails. You also have to understand search engine optimization. You also have to understand paid advertisements and analytics and reporting. So I'll explain each one of these. Search engine optimization is more of improving website visibility in search engines. So types of search engines that we use a lot were like Google Chrome and Microsoft Bing, Microsoft Edge, that is. So when improving your search engine optimization, for example, for a person that has a website, you have to materialize things like keyword research and link building between pages in your websites and everything. And there are tools out there that can help you do that. For example, Google Search Console and Google Analytics. And paid advertisements, if you own a business and you would like to reach to wider audience or global audience, it's common nowadays, you can see ads on your browsers, and sometimes ads can be annoying, but that's just a way to reach out to customers, to reach out to people, to reach out to wider audience, to reach out to global audience using the internet. So what you do, you pay a fee to platforms that put advertisements on search engines. So you can pay uh, platforms like Google Ads or Facebook Ads or LinkedIn Ads, and then they would display your content on their platforms. Like if you pay Google Ads, they'll display your content. They'll display an ad for you on websites, on Google Chrome, and if you pay for Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads, they will show your they will show you ads on advertisements, that is, on LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. You can also use analytics and reporting. You can also use analytics and reporting. This is like using tools that could help you to monitor the performance or understand visitor behaviors. For example, in cases where you have a website for your products or your services, or an organization usually have websites. So you can analyze how visitors navigate through your website, how um, they navigate through your website to the end. For example, let's say you have a website that is selling clothes, for example, Shein. They could use Google Analytics, yeah, to track how customers order things from start until the end, where they can now pay and they're waiting for their shipment, something like that. I hope you guys are still here and you understand what I'm trying to say. If you have a question, leave it in the chat. Should I continue or I'm too fast?
Please continue.
Please
All right.
continue.
All right.
You can continue. We are following.
Okay. Now, those are like the basics, everything that you need to know about digital marketing. So while we're still on digital marketing, there are strategies that you can use when you want to market yourself, when you want to put yourself, let's say, on social media, you want to put your products, your services on social media or any communication channels, or if you have a website and you'd like people to know about it. So the following slides, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to guide you on strategies that we can use when um, marketing your products and your services. So in short, we have a number of marketing strategies. Someone has their mic on? Okay. There are a number of strategies that we can use. These are just a few, or we can add more like in this slide. We have search engine optimization, we have pay-per-click advertising, we have content marketing, we have social media marketing, we have email marketing, influencer marketing, affiliate marketing, video marketing. Yeah. So I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain one by one. For example, content marketing strategy. This is like a roadmap that will help you create and deliver and manage valuable and relevant content. So first of all, for example, I should give an example where you have social media platforms and you would like you have a business. For example, you have a business. Let's say you cook or you make cakes or anything, and you would like to reach to wider audience, not just those in your local area. You can use social medias to reach out to them, and content marketing is just one of the strategies that you can use. So in this case, you are sharing informative and compelling content to your audience that can boost awareness and engagement and leads that will help you to reach to wider audience. But in this case, your content has to relate to your goals, has to relate to your brand, has to relate to your services and the products you're trying to offer. Yeah, so there are tools out there that can help you develop informative and compelling content that could catch eyes. For example, you could use AI with uh, with with technology advancing every day. Now people can use AI to create, let's say, pictures and videos. You can also use tools like Canva. Canva is good for creating content, creating, let's say, flyers, creating ads. You could use Canva for that. I hope we all know what Canva is. Another strategy you can use to advertise your brand, to advertise your services and products, is local marketing strategy. This one targets consumers in specific geographical area. In this case, you could consider people around you, you could consider people in your area, and yeah, a certain radius within your business. So local marketing strategies include putting up a billboard about about your brand, or you could host events, or you could sponsor a local activity that is happening. So in cases where you sponsor a local sport a local sports activity that is happening, in this case, people would know who sponsored that, and that is just like one way to tell people that you exist and you offer such services. And also, you could put up a billboard. I know that billboards are expensive, but for an organization or for someone with an already established business and services, you can put up a billboard advertising your brand, advertising your services and products, telling people what you offer. So local marketing strategies are just you're just targeting people around you, just targeting a certain area that is around you, people that you can reach to immediately. Another strategy you can use is affiliate marketing. So this strategy involves partnering with marketers to promote your products and services. So this is like using influencers, using celebrities to market or promote your products. In exchange, you pay them something. So you know how celebrities have like a lot of followers online, and those people, if they market something, people obviously will want to try it. For example, drinks, or let's say it's food, people would want to try it. So using celebrities and influencers can also help you to your market your products and services. So in short, that illustrates how you can use the affiliate marketing strategy. You make a partnership with an influencer, and then the influencer goes online, advertise your products, they post it on their social medias and everything, and people like it, and people will be interested so much, because if a celebrity likes it, they'll think, if they like it, I would also like it. So the celebrity advertise everything, and then the customer interacts with the customer will try to look out for the services, or try to look out for what you're offering, and then they purchase, and then you're making money through an influencer, and then you pay them for marketing and promoting your services and products. So an example of programs or brands that offer affiliate marketing is the Amazon Associate Program. This is also like how you can make money if you're an influencer. You can apply for their program, and you can start advertising their products, and then they pay you for that. Yeah. Another strategy we can use is social media marketing. So there are so many social media platforms out there that we use, but this can depend on the kind of product you're offering, the kind of service you're offering, or the kind of brand that you're trying to tell people. But also you have to consider the kind of people that you're trying to reach out to. Like, it also has to depend on what kind of social media platforms a lot of people use in your area. So, for example, in Malawi, a lot of social media platforms that are used is Facebook, Twitter, and nowadays YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. So it depends on the kind of product you're trying to offer, and it also depends on the type of audience that you're trying to reach to. It also depends on the social media platforms that a lot of people or the target audience use that you're trying to reach to. So, for example, companies like Airbnb or Netflix, or tech companies like CyberSafe, we all know what CyberSafe is, right? Or Africa Agility. Okay, I'll take that as a yes. So CyberSafe is a company in Nigeria. I think it's a foundation. So these guys are conducting a lot of online teaching and sensitizing people about cybersecurity mostly. And Africa GD, they also offer courses about technology mostly. So these companies, they use social media a lot to advertise what they do, to tell people what they do. And most of the people that register for their boot camps, most people who register for their boot camps, there are those who noticed or they know about that bootcamp online. So they materialize a lot of social media platforms to reach out to people. Like CyberSafe is in Nigeria, Africa Agility is in Nigeria. So these people, they use social media to reach out to people from all over the world, from all over Africa, to advertise their services and courses they're trying to teach people. And you can learn online. Yeah. And also companies like Netflix, for example, they use a lot of social media marketing. They post a lot about movies, anything that is going, upcoming movies or movies that happen that they produced long time ago. But just a recap, they do that online, especially Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They use such platforms to market, to market their services and products they're trying to offer. Another marketing strategy is influencer marketing. So this is like using a celebrity and influencers to advertise or to promote your products. So a good example in Malawi would be 265 Energy. This is like a company that produces gas cookers and gas tanks, and they use it like in the like, okay, someone who is well known to market their products. In other brands that use a lot of celebrities and influencers to market their products are makeup brands like Fenty or Rare Beauty or Shein. They use a lot of uh, celebrities to market their products. Yeah. So that is it on marketing strategies. And if you have a question, you can leave it in the chat. And I'm going to continue on benefits of having an effective online presence. Yeah. So first of all, online presence will help you to boost your visibility and credibility. So as a woman owning a business or as an entrepreneur, using social media or using the internet effectively will allow you to show your expertise, will allow you to attract new clients, will allow you to attract investors and partnerships. Because if you're trying to tell people that, for example, you're a web developer and then you don't have things like, let's say, you don't have a portfolio, you don't have a GitHub, that is what employers are looking for. And if you don't have those, it's like you're telling them, I do this, but you don't have proof that you do that. It's just like you're just saying that you do that, but you don't have proof. And if you have an effective online presence, also, it will allow you to network, to create a network to yourself, and also allow you to reach out to people. Because for a woman growing a business, not just a woman, but for anyone growing a business, or if you already have a business and you don't reach out to people, or you're not having a strong online presence, you'll not gain insights from what others do. So if you have an effective online presence, someone that has interest in what you do, or you would like to grow your business or gain insights from people that do the same that you do, you cannot network with people that have the same mindset as you. But if you have an effective online presence, it means people can reach out to you, those who are interested in doing something that you're doing, or you can find people that are also doing the business like you, and you learn from them and you get insights, you gain, let's say, encouragement from them. You can also just networking with other people that are doing the same that you're doing. It would help boosting your business. It would help you to grow. Yeah. And also brand building, since the main thing about digital marketing is you would like to reach out to people, you would like to build your brand. It can be your business brand, it can be your personal brand, it can be just about you. So being online and materializing it fully and making sure everything that you post, your content and everything is in line with your goals and in line with your brand. It would help you to distinguish yourself, let's say, from competitors and increase brand awareness to other people. Yeah, things like that. And other benefits could be customer engagement in cases where you're offering services. Um, Platforms like social media platforms will help you to engage with your customers, because if customers see your products, they see what you're offering online, and they would like to reach out to you to, let's say, to order, or maybe they have supplies that you use, they would reach out to you through social media. Most of the people now, we're since we're advertising, if you're advertising your products online, people would like to reach out to you for, let's say, for orders. And if you just use the local marketing, where you just reach out to people around you without using the internet, without using social media channels, you cannot really reach out to other people that would like to purchase from you. But if you have an effective online presence, people could reach out to you. You can reach out to people who are not just in your area, but you can reach out to people, you can reach out to wider audience globally, or a wider geographical area. Yeah. Another benefit of having an online presence is access to markets. So you can end up having global markets. You can end up opening global markets, because now now you're now you're advertising to wider people and to wider audience, and people from far away from uh, global from uh, larger geographical areas would like to reach out, and they would want you to, let's say, export. Let's say you're in Malawi and you're offering services or products, and people from outside Malawi would like to purchase from you. They would like you to send them something. Now you have global markets, because those people, when they buy from you, they also market to their people, to their friends or families outside your area, and it's easier to reach the wider audience and expand your customer base. If you use social media, if you have a good online presence, it's easy to access markets outside your area. It's easy to access markets globally. Yeah. Next, I'm going to talk about strategies that a woman-owned business can, like, step-by-step process that you can do to strategize digital marketing if you own a business. So first of all, you have to understand the importance of digital marketing. So as stated earlier, digital marketing will help you to reach wider audience, to have access to outside markets, visibility, brand building, and everything. So you have to understand that it's important to use internet, to use social media channels, to use online communication channels to market your brand, to market your products, to market your services online. Also, you have to conduct a market research, a thorough market research, because this will help you to understand your target market, will also help you to identify specific needs and preferences of consumers. Also, you have to define your goals and objectives before trying to reach out to audience, before trying to build your brand online, before putting your brand online. You have to define your goals and objectives. Make sure you set clear goals, you set smart goals, and ensure that your digital marketing strategy that you choose aligns with your overall business objective. And after you do that, you have to identify and understand your audience. Now your audience, as stated earlier, is the people you're trying to reach out to, the intended individuals and customers that you're trying to market your product and services. So you have to understand the kind of preferences they want. You have to also first of all, you have to identify the type of audience that you want to market your products to. And also you have to understand the kind of preferences and get to know characteristics and behaviors and needs that kind of audience you're trying to reach to, they would like. And also the kind of products that you're offering, is it in line with what the kind of audience you're trying to reach to? Those are the steps and guidelines that you can follow when you're trying to put your brand online, you're trying to build your brand on the internet. Also, you have to choose the right digital marketing channels. After you define your goals, after you identify your audience, after you've understood the importance of using digital marketing, using internet, you have to choose the right digital marketing channels. So there are various channels that you can use when marketing your products, your services, but you have to choose the right ones according to the kind of audience that you're trying to reach to, according to the platforms that a lot of people or the kind of audience that you're targeting use. And it can help you to reach wide audience if you consider the right channels to use, and if you consider the right channels that your audience, your specific audience, use a lot. Content creation and strategy. The kind of content, the kind of let's say photos, let's say videos, or infographics that you're trying to put up, that you're trying to let people that you're going to use to let people know that you're doing this has to be compelling and engaging, and it also has to align with your business. It has to align with your brand, because you can be there making content about let's say cooking, but you're posting the opposite of cooking on your marketing channels. So it has to align with what you're doing. It has to align with your marketing channel. I mean, with your brand, with your objectives, with your goals. You also have to implement social media marketing. As stated earlier, social media marketing is about using social medias to market your brands. So nowadays, of course, people were shy to express ourselves. There's a lot that is going on the social media, and a lot of negative comments, a lot of discrediting, maybe discrediting the products you're trying to sell, but you have to stand for it, and you also have to make sure that you are using the social media well, and you're able to market your services and products right in the right way on the social media platforms. Because let's say you're putting content that is different to your brand, that could also destroy your brand. That could also be that could also be bad for your brand. So even though your business is that small, but you still have to put yourself out there. And the first step to digital marketing, most times it's social media. You can implement social medias, and let's say use the same handles and everything, so that people can easily recognize you. And also it's easier to reach to wider audience if you're using social media nowadays. Another thing, you have to adapt to the evolving strategies. With evolving technology and with a lot of AI going on, digital marketing strategies are also evolving. And in, let's say, 2 years or 3 years to come, you have a lot of more digital marketing strategies, not just using social medias and everything. There's going to be more. So as someone owning a business, you also have to stay up to date, and you have to adapt fast. You also have to evolve rapidly with evolving technology, so that you don't miss out on strategies that you can use to market your products and services. And also, don't forget to build community and networking. You can be you can engage with communities, you can participate in forums and social media groups. For example, what we're doing right now, it's easy for a lot of us to just ignore webinars that people post out online. Just be like, no, it's not important. But these are the things that will help you to understand, that will help you to build your brand, that will help you to gain courage to put yourself out there, to put yourself online, and start building your brand from there. Yeah, it's also easier to reach to potential customers. If you get insights on how other people doing the same thing that you're doing, you can also know how to go about it if you participate in forums and communities. Yeah. So that's all that I had on digital marketing. And now I'll open the floor for questions. So in this course, I had basics basics about digital marketing and marketing strategies that you can use when you own a business or you're trying to put yourself out there, and also how you can set up your own marketing brand. That's all that I had, and the floor is now open to questions. If you have a question, you can raise your hand or you can type it in the chat.
As for me, I have a comment.
Yes, please continue.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yes, another thing that I wanted to add was, as a business person online, you have to also own up to your mistakes. Where I was working, there was a moment that somebody sent a wrong email to a wrong company. So, you know, we're different people, we react differently to different situations. That company started, you know, saying such negative things, blah, blah. But what we did was we just apologized. And we also tried to make sure that the people that are, because there are different people in the company, different people send the emails. We do email marketing too. So we just try to let the other people know that before you send the emails, make sure that you get the details right. So I believe owning up to your mistakes is also one of the ways you can positively impact on your business.
Right. That is a good point from Vanessa. Yeah, Vanessa. The floor is open for questions. You can raise your hand or put it in the chat. Well, then I will take the silence as you have understood everything and we're all ready to create our own brands. Doesn't matter it's a business brand or a personal brand. Now we're ready to do that and we can do it positively and with courage. So if anything, you can put up a question in the chat. We'll get back to you. Or if you have a comment, you can add.
Yankho,
We
there is
have
a question in the chat.
Yeah, from Cindy Jafari. As a digital marketer, what are some of the ways to know what strategies to use according to the company a person is working for, especially here in Malawi? Also, where people, especially here in Malawi, and where people do not know all the new trends out there. All right, so in the slides on the strategies that you can use to build your brand or to choose the right strategy for marketing, I stated that you have to identify the audience, understand your audience, and also know the importance of digital marketing. So in this case, where people don't know all the trends out there, I think a starting point could be introducing it. You could introduce it to them, and also you can choose the right according to your understanding and how you understand their goals in that company, how you understand their objectives, you could suggest to them the kind of marketing strategies that you think are right for that company. And yeah, you could introduce digital marketing to them and suggest the kind of marketing strategies that you think would work for them according to your understanding of their objectives and marketing strategies that you know. There's a hand from Eukarya. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Eukarya Ileka.
Yes.
Eukarya, you can
Absolutely.
unmute and speak.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes,
Okay,
we can.
thank you so much. Thank you very much for this session. I mean, it's been very insightful for me. I think what I just wanted to add to
Thank
it
you.
is, especially for the women-led businesses, women-owned businesses, who probably don't have products. Maybe their line of business is not channeled to developing products. Rather, it's for services or maybe for impact. Um, I think it's very important, in addition to everything that you've put out here, which is very key, to also showcase ourselves as an expert. Positioning yourself as an expert in the field of the offerings or maybe your services or whatever you're rendering, creating high quality and informative content within that circle. It could belong to those associations or groups where your target audience are. And, by the time you share this knowledge, or it could be articles, you should also, address, especially those ones that address the common challenges that the target audience are facing, to kind of draw attention and traffic to your activities or your services. All right, so thank you.
Thank you so much at Victoria. And I think that point can also to Sidi Jafari if you understood what she said. It can also help you as a digital marketer working for a company that that don't know the trends out there. You can use the strategies that Yugeria said. Yeah. Anyone else with a comment, a question? All right, I will take the silence as a no. So don't forget to register on DSA, Digital Skills for Africa. That's where you get the quiz after this. You take a quiz and then you get certified that you attended this workshop. So don't forget to sign up. Yes, Tumaini, you raised your hand. You can unmute and talk.
I just wanted to ask, are the questions going to be uploaded now, or because when I first logged in, it's showing that I don't have any courses or anything.
Hi. As for the content and the questions, they're going to be uploaded.
Sorry, you muted for a bit. Sorry, I can't hear you.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. I was saying, as for the questions and the content, that's yet to be uploaded on the site. We'll have all of this ready towards the end of the workshop because we're waiting to collect all the information from the facilitators, starting from day one all the way up to a final day, and then it will be taken as a course. We have a duration set in place. I think the maximum is 2 weeks for you to complete the whole course as a whole. Once you complete the quizzes from day one to, because we've assessed this as a workshop as a whole and not just in terms of sessions. So all of the content and all of the quizzes will be available towards the end of the workshop as a whole. So let's say day 5, that's when you'll be able to attempt the quizzes.
Noted.
This
Thank
is
you.
clear.
Yes, it was. Thanks.
All right. Thanks. Do you have any more questions for Yankho? Okay, I'll take the silence as a no. So right now we have our first 2 sessions complete. According to the workshop program, we're supposed to be done by 12 CAT and 10 a.m. if you're using GMT. But for now, we're going to take a short break. We're going to resume this session at 1 p.m. because we have our speaker scheduled to come at 1. So, yeah, please don't forget to sign up if you haven't signed up. Let's meet at 1 p.m. CAT, where we'll continue our final workshop topic from Togozani Kamkamba, where she'll be telling us more about social media strategy and brand building.